Let's talk about Malachi Moore. Had a lot of passions going when Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, short-circuited a little bit. There's a couple different videos. One, he won't come off the field when coaches are telling him to. Two, I think we all saw him kick the ball at the end of the game and get that penalty. Can we bring those videos up?
Yes, right here.
I mean, and this is a captain of your team. You know, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this because you want a captain of the team to be passionate. You want him to care and to be embarrassed with a loss like this. At the same time, when you're not listening to your coach and you're defying him on national TV, on the football field, some sort of action has to be taken. Obviously, Nick Saban's not there anymore. There's a new man in charge. It's Kalen DeBoer. What sort of action will we see taken against Malachi Moore this week, if any?
Well, first off, I do talking about the action by the player. You know, I want you to hate losing more than you love winning. Mm-hmm. I've got no problem with that. I applaud that. I've got no problem with you saying something, you know, hey, after the game, getting everybody up, this can't happen again, this, that, and the other. There's one thing about being upset and being a leader and let guys know, hey, this is not acceptable here at Alabama. But you took it to a point where you made it about yourself. You made it about, hey, look at me. Look at all the power I have. I don't have to come out when you say that because I'm too important. Oh, I can kick the ball and embarrass all of us because I'm too important. If he would have just said something and maybe he got a 15-yard penalty saying something to his teammates like this is MF and unacceptable, whatever, I'm actually fine with that. But the fact you look at me and say, no, I'm not coming out, at that point you made it about yourself and then you made yourself look very, very small in that moment when the truth is, that's when they need you the most to be that leader. It's easy to be excited and tell everybody to do good when all you're doing is winning, when it's all going good. But when you feel embarrassed or you feel like you let people down, that's when your ability to control yourself really shines to the forefront. So he put out an apology.
Yeah.
I don't think this is truly, in his character. But as far as being a leader, there's a difference between letting everybody know this isn't acceptable and making it about yourself, and I feel like he made it about himself.
So, Blaine, part of that apology is he came out and he posted, I want to apologize to my teammates, our coaches, the fans, our alumni, and my family for the way I acted on Saturday. I was completely out of line. I let the emotions of the game get the best of me and put myself before the team. Really solid apology, all the things you're supposed to say. But moving forward this week, I mean, what do you think the punishment will be for him, if any, and what should it be?
I don't think you suspend him. I think it's going to be in-house. I think you need to have a come-to-Jesus meeting with this guy because there's a reason you got that C on your chest, right? That should mean something. When it came to Nick Saban, and look, we've seen guys, flare up on the sidelines, but there's a little bit of that fear of God, right? When it came to Nick Saban of pissing him off, that respect level that you hit a certain line, buddy, you better not go bigger and further than that because it's more than just you. I didn't see any fear. Yeah. All right. I didn't see any respect when it came to not only did you make yourself look small, but you made your defensive coordinator look small. You made your head coach look small. And coming off one of the biggest wins of Kalen DeBoer's career to lose this game against Vandy, and your previous head coach was the greatest coach of all time in Nick Saban. If there's anything, there's not a level of fear in this. And that's what worries me because from a player to coach standpoint, respect is one thing, but there should be a level of fear that this we should never get the coach to this level. And I don't care who you are, Malachi Moore, Julio Jones, Tua, Bryce Young, you're not bigger than the football team. You're not bigger than Alabama. So this is a red flag to me and very worrisome to the future if players are getting away with it.
I agree with that. I'm sure there were a lot of former Alabama players that played under Nick Saban that reached out to him and let him know how that's not the way it goes down here. But to blame this one red flag, obviously losing to Vanderbilt, you lost all the equity if you're Kalen DeBoer that you built up in that Georgia win. Because now, and I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, what do you have to do now to make up for that?
Like win the SEC would be a good start.
I'm like, all right, you better win the SEC. Like you better win something. Like you can't just win the West anymore either and say that. But if you'd have lost to South Carolina, that's one thing. You lost to Vanderbilt, dog. Y'all were number one.
Well, and what happens if Vanderbilt actually ends up being like fairly good this year? Like,
That's-
what happens if
that's
they beat
not-
another 3 or 4 teams in the SEC?
They might,
Like,
but like
they're
that's
because I think
Yeah,
they're
people
going
need to
wide.
realize Vanderbilt's a good football.
No, they are. They
Like-
are. But it's still, it's optics. It's perception. Hey, YouTube, what's up? If you don't mind, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn that notification bell on. It's going to get crazy here if we've entered the halfway point of college football season. We appreciate you being here.